It's Friday, the day before the boat show, and our plan is to go to the boat show tomorrow morning, afternoon-ish, and spend the night tonight on the boat. So here we are in Annapolis City Marina. We got a little bit of a sunset coming up here. The sky is looking good, and the boat show has been going on for a couple of days right across Spa Creek. And I guess you can barely make it out there, but you can see that there are some flags. They hang those flags all over the boats. And then right out here, straight ahead, if you can see that, there are some boats over there that are in the mooring field, as well as they add some extra docks there. So we'll check that out tomorrow, walk around the docks. The marina is pretty full. Got a bunch of people here today. Visitors here for the boat show. And there's our sunset. And you can see we've got a ton of people crossing the bridge, coming home and going to the boat show. A little pre-boat show dinner. And what we've got is some pan pizzas because the oven isn't working. So the plan was to throw these in the oven. It's just flatbread, sauce, cheese, topping. And the oven's not working because I can't get the dial to turn, and I don't know why. We haven't used it before. So we're just throwing them in the pan like this. And they're turning out okay. Not too bad. But a little boat show before the dinner, but a little dinner before the boat show tomorrow. Just got back from the boat show and spent some money there. The tide was coming in, started to get a little bit wet on the ground there. We're having a cold front move through right now, so it's really cloudy and it's kind of just barely a little bit raining. At the temperature, you can feel it dropping. So we went ahead and left. We were over there for about 5 hours or so, and saw some other of a few of the famous YouTube sailing channel people over there. I didn't go to there was apparently a YouTube tent where they were having some of the more famous YouTube celebrities, but I didn't go to that. I saw who did we see there? We saw one of the YouTube channels, like Hold Fast, I think it is. And another one, Sailboat Story, we saw them. And then we saw Project Atticus too. Saw them a couple times walking around the show. So that's what we did today. Money spent. We bought a new sewing machine. We went to the Sailrite booth and went ahead and took the plunge and bought the big Sailrite sewing machine. They had a booth set up there with several or a few of the machines there that you could look at and try out. So I went ahead and bought one of those, and of course we had to buy the requisite shoes for the first mate, and I think that's about all we bought. We went to the Island Packet Yacht Owners Association meetup that they had at noon, and just kind of went there to have lunch at the Fleet Reserve or the Fleet Reserve Club, and talked to a couple other people who had an IP who live in Cambridge, where we went over the summer on our trip, and they apparently had seen our boat anchored out there because we were the only boat anchored out there. And it was an IP, and they have an IP as well, of the same size, just a little bit newer model. So that's about all from the boat show. Nothing. It was a lot of people there, pretty crowded. Oh, we did. No, we did. We went on the Island Packet that they had there, which was an Island Packet 429 or something like that, 42 foot. And I was surprised how small it looked inside. But I mean, I guess it did have 2 full cabins and 2 heads. And it had like a washer and dryer and everything, but it didn't really look like it had significantly more room than our boat. I don't think it did. So at least like the main saloon area didn't really have like as much room as ours does. But then they had the extra cabin. But even in the cabins, I thought the berths were small. I thought they seemed smaller. The V berth there, they didn't have a true V berth because it had a head all the way up in the head in the front of in the bow of the boat. And it had a big shower in it, so the cabin up in the V berth part wasn't that big. It had a huge galley though. The galley was probably like 2/3 of the area below the companionway. So huge galley, had that washer and dryer, and 2 nice heads in there that were they looked really nice. So that's about all with the boat show. Nothing that big. Nothing significantly new. A lot of the same vendors and stuff that you see there every year. So that's about all we did today. And later today, apparently, my friend Tyson is coming down, and he has a YouTube channel, Changing Directions, and I'll try to put a link on to mine here somewhere to his channel. So he's going to be down here today and might spend the night on the boat. And then depending on the weather, we may try to go out tomorrow. But it looks like right now the weather is pretty cruddy. It's windy, very windy, gusty, cold, rainy. So tomorrow is supposed to be better. I think it's supposed to be at least sunny, but it's going to be cold and windy, which could be a good thing. Just depends on how windy it is. So I think it's calling for gusts in the mid-20s, which I guess is not too bad. But right now, the tide, we have a high tide right now, and it's a really super high tide, such that the boat show was starting to flood over there across Spa Creek in Annapolis. Over here, you can see, I don't know if you can tell, but we're sitting up pretty high right now. So if we look around, you can see right here, water's coming up pretty high on the dock, and we're sitting up here pretty high right now. And there's the weather that's moving past us. I don't think it's directly in our line right now, but we're on the edge of it, so we're kind of getting some small rain and stuff like that. But that's the boat show.